to get revived later on, bring him back because of the Gojo fans and all that. But for right now, I think he's dead.
See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, admittedly, on this one, and I'm gonna say he's not dead because his head is still intact. Is Gojo really dead? And what's next for Jujutsu Kaisen? Let's get right into it. So, we just finished the chapter 236 of Jujutsu Kaisen. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Gojo's really dead?
I'm gonna say for right now, I think he's dead. The fact that we saw him talking to Nanami and Geto and them, I think he's dead for right now. I think it's a high possibility for him to get revived later on in the story from that girl that was trying to exercise Sukuna from Megumi. I forgot her name though. Um, so I can see them trying to bring him back because of the Gojo fans and all that. But for right now, I think he's dead.
What you thinking, Amari? Same thing? I mean,
Hmm.
the man body was chopped in half, so
Yeah, that's
thinking.
that's kind of the part that's throwing me off, right? Like most times, what was it before when Gojo almost died? He got stabbed in the head, but it was his curse technique kind of stopped it from like completely crushing his brain, which I'm sure would have 100% have killed him, because that's most times with a lot of comics and stuff helps the regenerating process. So his body cut in half, and that whole flashback talking to everybody in the afterlife kind of seems most likely that he's dead. But I do see Ant's point. If they go back to that doctor, that Jujutsu Kaisen doctor that helped Yuji come back to life, even though granted it was with Sukuna's help, I could see them trying to pull some last minute stuff. But to be honest, I think it's fine if Gojo stays dead. To be honest, I think that helps drive the plot further. And it
I'm a
seemed like Gojo's last words also kind of made it seem like he actually is dead and not coming back.
See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, admittedly, on this one, and I'm gonna say he's not dead because just like you just mentioned, his head is still intact. Like when he got stabbed,
Mm.
the problem was the fact that he didn't hit his head. Gojo's
Right.
head is still there in the panel, but I do see why everybody thinks he's dead because his body got cut in half and because in the beginning he was talking to a lot of dead people. But I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled a clone out and said that Gojo wasn't actually dead. But that does bring me to my next point. What do y'all think will happen next after this? Because, I mean, there's so many directions that can go, especially with Hajime, the god of lightning,
Oh yeah.
what they say, dashing towards him. So, y'all think he gonna be
Getting
able to do
washed.
anything?
Getting washed. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's no way if Gojo, with all the stuff that he did, being able to take on all three of the two Shikigami and Sukuna, and almost immobilized Sukuna, and Sukuna was still alive. I don't see this guy who is getting beat by the other sorcerers coming up and doing anything. If anything, I think he's getting crushed like immediately. And you know how Jujutsu Kaisen is. They'll show it like, oh, this is the next character to get in a fight, and like 2-3 panels immediately gets crushed. I think it's gonna come down to the fact of like each person is gonna keep trying to pull up, or they're gonna do like some combo attack with like Jackpot, Maki, and Yuta. Because Yuji can't go into the battlefield. Like I'm gonna be honest, he's useless. He get into the battlefield and immediately would die. So it has to be the next three in line. Granted, Yuji is definitely fast enough to keep up with Maki. I just don't think his Jujutsu sorcery, like he doesn't have a lot of
Versatility.
versatility, yeah, to do anything that'll make a difference. He'd get in everyone's way.
You agree at all, Eric?
I disagree because in the when Megumi's body got taken in the beginning when we first saw it, he was punching Sakuna. He was giving Sakuna a little bit to go. Sakuna looked actually scared. He ran off. So I think that Yuji could be there, even if he doesn't have a lot of versatility within his techniques and stuff like that. I feel like Yuji still has power within what's it? I forgot what they used to call it, the 2-hit fist. I thought it was called, or whatever it's called, the diversion fist, whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
Divergent fist, yeah.
Yeah, when he I forgot that chapter, but he had Sakuna a little bit, shook a little bit. So I feel
Not to
like
cut you off, but wasn't that also when Megami was like he didn't have full like power like over him? Didn't they have to do like some whole technique afterwards for like
now that I'm
Sukuna's body to be like
you might
drenched in cursed energy?
you might be right. I think afterwards when he got out that little tub or whatever, like the Lazarus pit,
Uh-huh.
maybe. But I'm not too sure. And if that's the case, then I kind of see what you're saying because he wasn't fully taking over Megami's body. Then yeah.
Mhm.
But if not, in that panel we see Yuji giving them the left and the right, and that man was like, "Hold on, these punches kind of, you know what I'm saying? He got a little bit
They
of
hurt.
something. Yeah, like he
What
got a
about?
little bit of something."
Nah, I'm still stuck with Hajime. I mean, Hajime definitely had a desire to fight strong opponents, and I feel like, and he's been waiting centuries to battle Sukuna. He could easily be like the person who was waiting to battle Gojo. I still see kind of similar parallels. How Gojo was almost at a point where he could have been killed if his head actually got cut off in that moment. In comparison to Hajime, who's waiting until Sakuna and Gojo's epic battle is over to get his moment to kill the big bad guy. So I don't want to write him off too early. It's a lot of parallels in between these two fights, and maybe, just maybe, this one will be able to swoop in and actually destroy him. But y'all can definitely let us know down below. But for the rest of or remaining of the show, do you think it'll just be every character versus Sukuna, so Sukuna gets his Madara moment? Or do you think something else will have to come in to thicken the plot a little bit more so we can get a little bit more of Yuta, Yuji, and the rest of the gang?
So my thoughts is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think homie that's running into the battlefield now is gonna end up just like that other female curse who tried to stay alive. He's gonna get clapped just like she did. Granted, I don't know if Sukuna is gonna use the Shikigami again, the one that adapts. I'm not sure if it's like a time thing or if Gojo
Monorail.
actually eliminated it.
Mhm.
So, but I think he's gonna get clapped, and after that, it's gonna come down to like Maki and Yuta and Jackpot guy. They're gonna have to come up with a plan, and then Yuji's gonna probably come up with some last minute like changing the plot or the climax of all this type of thing. Especially if like let's say they Jujutsu does the wildest thing and kills off Maki and Yuta. I doubt it, but if they do, then Yuji for sure something's gonna have to happen because Sukuna's too OP. If that happens, there's no one else to stop him.
I mean, I definitely think Maharaga is dead. Once Gojo used, was it Unlimited Purple?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that
the
was,
little wheel thing disappeared, right?
yeah, and there was like a panel where the wheel was literally disintegrated
They showed it on
in the
purpose too, I feel
blast.
like.
So I exactly, I
Hmm.
don't think they showed that for
Yeah.
no reason. Um
So he did something before
he did
getting killed, right?
something because if he was still in play, Sakuna soloed. I think Sakuna going out like Madara. But Ant, you can close this out. What do you think's about to happen next? You think it'll be everybody versus Sakuna, or think the shows or manga's going to go in a different direction?
I feel like now that Gojo's gone, we'll be able to see the development of other characters. So I feel like it'll probably be them fighting against Sukuna. But I also feel like with the what you said his name was Hajime, I think you said his name was the
Hajime,
thunder
yeah, the
the
Thunder
lightning god
God.
or whatever.
Yeah,
When
Lightning
he
Star.
show up, when he shows up to fight Sukuna, if he's beating Sukuna, like I think he's gonna beat Sukuna, we can see Geto show up and kind of save him. You know what I mean? Kind of like all right, I saved you.
That's
You
right.
gotta, you know what I mean? Like I saved you. Now you got to do something for me, and then it'll take the story in a whole different direction because now you got to fight Geto and Sukuna, and you know, we
Yeah,
already
that's
see how
facts.
strong
Geto
Geto
is
was.
he's sneaky.
So exactly, I can see him sneaking in like he did with Mahito when he was fighting Mekamaru. I'll save you
Hmm.
right now. So now he kind of in his death. He got to do something for him. So I can see that going in a different direction, and it won't just be them fighting just Sakuna because Sakuna's so badly beat right now. I could see Geto showing up, kind of like sneaking some in there, and then now you got to fight Geto and the rest of the Geto and all the curses and stuff that he got stored up, and Sakuna at the same time. So that's my theory on that.
Okay. Yeah. So we got a lot of theories going. Let us know what y'all think is going to happen to Jujutsu Kaisen after this, or in the comment section down below. And also, I want people to cast their vote so that they can say they said it before the next chapter comes out, or even a scan or anything, a leak, and let us know if Gojo's actually dead. Regardless, don't want to hold y'all too long, so we'll catch y'all in the next video. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
To get revived later on.